Ladies and gentlemen, imagine waking up one day and realizing that everything you need to succeed is already inside you, but the only thing holding you back is you. What if I told you that unlocking your full potential starts with a single decision? Let's talk about it. The first step to unlocking your potential is recognizing the treasure within you. So many people go through life without ever truly realizing the greatness that has been placed inside them. They live based on what others say about them, based on their past failures, or based on the limitations that society has placed on them. But the truth is, God has already placed within you everything you need to fulfill your purpose. He has given you gifts, talents, wisdom, creativity, and the ability to influence and impact the world around you. The problem is that many people do not see it. They have been conditioned to believe that they are ordinary, that they are limited, or that they are not enough. But when you start to recognize the treasure that is inside you, you will begin to walk differently, think differently, and live differently. Imagine holding a diamond in your hand, but because it is covered in dirt, you mistake it for a worthless stone. That is how many people live their lives. They do not recognize their value because they are covered by self-doubt, fear, and negative experiences. They allow the opinions of others to define them rather than looking at what God has already placed inside them. But just because a diamond is covered in dirt does not mean it is not valuable. It simply means that it needs to be clean, polished, and refined. The same is true for you. You have untapped potential inside of you, but you must be willing to uncover it, to nurture it, and to develop it. One of the greatest tragedies in life is not death. It is living without ever knowing who you truly are. It is spending years working in a job that does not fulfill you, living in fear of failure, or never pursuing the dreams that God has placed in your heart. But you were not born to simply exist. You were born with a divine purpose. You were designed for greatness. And the first step to living in that greatness is recognizing that you already have what it takes. You may not see it yet. You may feel unqualified. You may feel like you don't have the resources or the connections, but potential is not about what you have externally. It is about what is inside you. Look at a seed. When you hold a seed in your hand, it does not look like much. But inside that seed is the potential to become a massive tree, to bear fruit, to provide shade, and to multiply itself. The potential of the tree is already inside the seed. It simply needs the right conditions to grow. The same is true for you. You are carrying something great inside of you. You have ideas that can change lives, gifts that can make an impact, and wisdom that can transform situations. But if you never plant that seed, then you never recognize what is inside of you, your potential will remain dormant. Many people do not recognize their potential because they are comparing themselves to others. They look at what someone else is doing, how successful someone else is, or how talented someone else appears to be, and they begin to feel inadequate. But comparison is a trap. It will either make you feel inferior or superior, and both are dangerous. You were never meant to be like someone else. You were created uniquely with your own set of gifts and abilities. God did not make a mistake when He made you. He placed within you exactly what you need to fulfill your specific purpose. Recognizing the treasure inside you also requires a shift in mindset. Many people have been conditioned to think small. They have been told, you're not smart enough, you're not talented enough, or you'll never be successful. And because they have heard these lies for so long, they start to believe them. But if you change the way you think, you can change your entire life. Proverbs 23:7 says, as a man thinks in his heart, so is he. Your thoughts shape your reality. If you believe you are limited, you will live a limited life. But if you believe that God has placed greatness inside of you, you will start to walk in that greatness. Another reason people fail to recognize their potential is because they are stuck in their past. They look at their mistakes, their failures, and their disappointments, and they let those things define them. But your past does not determine your future. Just because you have failed before does not mean you are a failure. Just because something did not work out in the past does not mean you should stop trying. Every great person you admire has faced failure. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is that successful people refuse to let failure stop them. They learn from it, they grow from it, and they keep moving forward. Recognizing your potential also requires surrounding yourself with the right people. If you are constantly around negative people, people who doubt you, discourage you, or make you feel small, it will be difficult to see your own greatness. But when you surround yourself with people who challenge you, inspire you, and push you to grow, you will begin to see what is possible. Think about an eagle. If an eagle grows up around chickens, it will think it is a chicken. It will never try to fly because it has never seen anyone else fly. But the moment that eagle realizes that it was born to soar, everything changes. It no longer lives according to the limitations of the chickens around it. It begins to spread its wings and rise to new heights, That is what happens when you recognize your potential. You stop settling for less. You stop living in fear. You start to walk in confidence, knowing that you were created for more. Recognizing the treasure within you is not arrogance. It is understanding your identity in Christ. It is knowing that you are fearfully and wonderfully made. It is knowing that you have a purpose that no one else can fulfill. When you begin to see yourself the way God sees you, everything changes. You stop playing small. You stop doubting yourself. You start to dream bigger, believe bigger, and step out in faith. But recognizing your potential is just the beginning. Once you see it, you must make a decision to develop it and see. A seed that is never planted will never grow. A gift that is never used will never make an impact. You must be willing to take action, to invest in yourself, to push past your fears, and to step into your destiny. You were not created to be average. You were created to be average. You were created to be extraordinary. You were designed for greatness, but that greatness will not manifest unless you recognize what is already inside of you. So make a decision today to stop doubting yourself, to stop comparing yourself, and to start believing that you were created for something bigger. Because the moment you recognize the treasure within you is the moment you begin to unlock your true potential. Once you recognize the treasure within you, the next step is to cultivate and develop that potential. Recognition alone is not enough. Many people see glimpses of their potential but never take the necessary steps to refine and maximize it. Potential that is not developed remains dormant. Just like a seed has the potential to become a mighty tree, it must be planted, watered, and nurtured in the right environment for it to grow. The same principle applies to your life. You must take action to cultivate the gifts, talents, and abilities that God has placed inside of you. One of the greatest mistakes people make is assuming that potential will automatically manifest without effort. But nothing in life grows without intentionality. If you want to develop your potential, you must be willing to invest time, discipline, and energy into the process. This is where many people fall short. They desire success, they want to fulfill their purpose, but they are unwilling to put in the work required to develop themselves. Growth does not happen by accident. It happens through deliberate action and consistent effort. One key to cultivating your potential is embracing the process of learning and development. No one starts as an expert. Every great leader, innovator, or influencer had to go through a season of growth, training, and refinement. Too often, people want to skip the process and go straight to success. But skipping the process leads to shallow results. If you want to fully maximize your potential, you must be willing to commit to lifelong learning. Read books, take courses, seek mentorship, internship, and continuously challenge yourself to grow. God has given everyone unique gifts and talents, but those gifts must be sharpened. A dull knife may have the potential to cut, but unless it is sharpened, it will be ineffective. The same is true for your abilities. If you do not refine your skills, develop your strengths, and work on your weaknesses, you will never operate at your highest level. Talent alone is not enough. Many talented people never succeed because they do not cultivate their potential. They rely solely on their natural abilities without putting in the effort to refine them. But raw talent without development is like an unsharpened tool. It lacks effectiveness. Another essential part of developing your potential is stepping out of your comfort zone. Growth does not happen in a place of ease. It happens when you stretch yourself beyond your limitations. If you always stay where it's safe, where it's familiar, and where it's comfortable, you will never reach the fullness of your potential. True growth requires taking risks, facing challenges, and embracing discomfort. Every time you step into something new, you expand your capacity. The more you challenge yourself, the more you grow. Fear often holds people back from developing their potential. They fear failure, rejection, or stepping into the unknown. But fear is a prison that keeps people from stepping into their destiny. If you want to maximize your potential, you must overcome the fear that tries to limit you. Failure is not the end, it is part of the process. Every successful person has experienced failure, but they did not allow it to stop them. Instead, they learned from it, grew from it, and kept moving forward. The key is to see failure as feedback, not as a final destination. Another way to cultivate your potential is by surrounding yourself with the right people. The environment you are in plays a crucial role in your growth. If you spend time with people who discourage you, limit you, or keep you stuck in mediocrity, it will be difficult to develop your full potential. But when you surround yourself with people who inspire you, challenge you, and push you to grow, you will naturally elevate to a higher level. Growth thrives in the right environment. Find mentors, build relationships with people who are ahead of you, and learn from those who have already walked the path you desire to take. One of the biggest hindrances to developing potential is procrastination. Many people delay their growth by waiting for the perfect time, the perfect opportunity, or the perfect conditions, but the perfect time will never come. If you keep waiting, you will remain stuck where you are. Growth requires action. It requires stepping out in faith even when you do not feel ready. The best time to start developing your potential is now. A key part of developing potential is discipline. Many people have great dreams, but lack the discipline to turn those dreams into reality. Dreams without discipline remain wishes. If you want to grow, you must commit to consistent habits that push you toward your goals. This means setting priorities, managing your time effectively, and staying focused on what truly matters. Discipline is the bridge between potential and achievement. Another important aspect of cultivating potential is having a clear vision for where you want to go. You cannot develop what you have if you do not have a clear direction. Without vision, potential remains scattered and unfocused. When you have a clear vision, you can direct your energy toward purposeful growth. Write down your goals, create a plan, and take intentional steps toward developing the gifts that God has placed inside of you. Obedience to God is also essential in the process of developing potential. God has given you gifts, but He expects you to steward them well. That means using them for His glory, aligning your growth with His purpose, and seeking His guidance in the process. When you partner with God in developing your potential, you will experience supernatural acceleration. He will open doors, provide divine opportunities, and equip you with wisdom beyond your natural ability. One of the most powerful ways to develop potential is to take action even when you do not feel ready. Many people wait until they feel fully prepared before they start. But the truth is, growth happens in the process. You will never feel 100% ready to step into something new, but if you take action, you will grow into it. Action produces confidence, and confidence fuels greater action. Commitment is another key to cultivating potential. Developing your gifts and abilities requires perseverance. There will be days when you feel like giving up, when progress seems slow, or when obstacles arise. But if you stay committed, you will see results. Growth is not always immediate, but it is always happening. Just like a tree does not grow overnight, your potential will not fully manifest instantly. But if you keep working, keep learning, and keep pushing forward, you will eventually see the fruits of your effort. A final key to developing potential is gratitude. Many people focus so much on what they have not yet achieved that they fail to appreciate how far they have come. Gratitude fuels growth. When you appreciate where you are, it motivates you to keep going. Celebrate small wins, acknowledge your progress, and keep striving for greater development. Your potential is limitless, but it will only manifest to the level that you are willing to develop it. God has already placed greatness inside of you, but it is your responsibility to cultivate it. Do not let fear, procrastination, or doubt keep you from stepping into the fullness of your calling. The more you invest in yourself, the more you will see the greatness that is within you unfold. Keep learning, keep growing, and keep pushing forward, because your best is yet to come. Once you recognize your potential and commit to developing it, the final step is to release it into the world. Potential is never meant to stay hidden. It is given by God to be used to impact others and to bring glory to His name. Many people spend their lives discovering and developing their gifts, but they never take the step of releasing them. They hesitate, they wait for the perfect moment, or they allow fear to hold them back. Potential that is not released is wasted. You were not created to live in hesitation. You were created to make a difference with what God has placed inside of you. Releasing your potential requires action. No matter how much talent, wisdom, or skill you possess, it means nothing if you do not use it. The world is filled with people who had great dreams but never acted on them. They carried ideas, abilities, and visions that could have changed lives, but they allowed doubt and fear to keep them from stepping out. The tragedy is not that they lack potential, it is that they never released it. You must refuse to let that be your story. You must take action now. Do not wait for the perfect conditions. Do not wait for approval from others. Step into what God has called you to do. One of the biggest challenges in releasing potential is fear. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of stepping into the unknown. But fear is a tool that keeps people stuck. The only way to overcome fear is to move despite it. Every great person who ever achieved anything had to push past fear. They had to take risks, step into uncertainty, and trust that their gifts would make room for them. You cannot wait until you feel completely ready, because readiness comes through action. When you take that first step, God meets you there in the me. He strengthens you, equips you, and opens doors you never imagined. Releasing your potential also requires faith. Many times, God will call you to step into things that seem bigger than you. He will place dreams in your heart that feel impossible in your current state. But that is the nature of divine potential. It is not about what you can do in your strength. It is about what God can do through you. If you only operate within what is comfortable, you will never fully tap into the greatness inside of you. You must trust that if God gave you the gift, He will also give you the opportunities, the connections, and the resources to use it. One of the most powerful ways to release your potential is through serving others. Your gifts are not just for you. God placed them in you to be a blessing to others. When you serve, when you contribute, when you use your talents to uplift and empower those around you, you are fulfilling your purpose. Some people never release their potential because they think it is only valuable if it reaches a large audience. But true greatness starts with small acts of faithfulness. You do not have to wait for a stage, a title, or recognition to begin using your gifts. Start where you are. Serve in your community, help those in need, and share what God has placed inside you with whoever is in your path. When you are faithful with the small, God will trust you with more. Releasing your potential also requires persistence. Many people start strong, but give up when challenges arise. They begin with passion, but the moment they face opposition, they retreat. But potential is not released in moments of comfort. It is released in moments of perseverance. Every obstacle you face is an opportunity to grow stronger, wiser, and more prepared for the next level. Do not allow setbacks to stop you. If you experience failure, learn from it and keep moving forward. Every challenge is a lesson, and every delay is a setup for something greater. Another key to releasing your potential is understanding that success is not about perfection. It is about progress. Some people hesitate to step out because they feel they are not good enough yet. They believe they need more knowledge, more preparation, or more experience before they can begin. But the truth is, growth happens in the process. No one starts as an expert. Everyone who has ever mastered something began as a beginner. The only way to become great at something is to start doing it, even if you do not feel fully ready. Take the first step and your skill will develop along the way. You must also be willing to let go of excuses. Excuses are the enemy of potential. Many people say they do not have enough time, enough money, or enough support to pursue their dreams. But history is filled with examples of people who had less than you but still made an impact. They refused to let limitations define them. They used what they had, where they were, and made the most of every opportunity. If you wait for perfect conditions, you will wait forever. Instead of focusing on what you lack, focus on what you have and start moving forward. A major part of releasing your potential is maintaining the right mindset. Your thoughts shape your reality. If you believe you are not capable, you will never step out. But if you believe that you are called, equipped, and destined for greatness, you will begin to walk in confidence. Speak life over yourself. Declare God's promises over your future. Surround yourself with people who uplift and encourage you. Protect your mind from negativity and doubt. The more you fill yourself with faith, the bolder you will become in stepping into your purpose. You must also remain open to growth and change. Releasing potential is not a one-time event. It is a lifelong process. As you step into new levels, new opportunities, and new challenges, you will continue to discover deeper layers of what God has placed inside of you. Stay teachable, keep learning, keep evolving, keep evolving. Never settle for where you are today, because there is always more in you waiting to be revealed. Finally, you must remember that your potential is connected to your obedience to God. Your gifts were given to you for a reason. If you use them for selfish gain or to seek approval from others, you will never experience true fulfillment. But when you surrender your gifts to God, when you align your desires with His will, and when you seek to use your potential for His glory, you will walk in purpose and power. God wants to use you to impact lives, to bring hope, to inspire change, and to fulfill His kingdom agenda on earth. Do not hold back. Step into everything He has called you to be. Your potential is too great to remain dormant. You have too much inside of you to live a life of regret. The world is waiting for what you carry. Do not let fear, doubt, or excuses keep you from stepping into your destiny. Recognize the greatness within you, develop it with diligence, and release it with confidence. The moment you take action, you set in motion a chain of events that will change your life and the lives of those around you. You were created for more. Now is the time to step into it.